Let's go!
He's so confusing to me. Everybody has anointed him already because he looks the part.
Justin Herbert shuts up the Ryan Fitzpatricks of the world. Balls out of control versus the freaking Denver Broncos as he delivers his football to Big Matlock. 290 pounds of Andy Griffith coming right at you for a nice little game to get this thing going. Let's go. So the big debate of this last NFL draft cycle was the Jamar Chase freaking Penei Sewell convo again, but this time it was Joe Alt and Malik Neighbors. That's why they drafted Joe Alt. Man, I still would have gone with Malik Neighbors. Obviously, they're both phenomenal, and the protection's really good. Herbert hits our guy Josh Palmer on the deep over. Obviously, a big weekend for those Tennessee Volunteers, and you are first and goal. So Gus Edwards pounds it in, and it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here with Kamani Vidal because, well, Gus Edwards has been so unfreaking believably ineffective. The funny thing about it, though, even without a running game, play action still works, and in this trips bunch formation, guess what? Ladd freaking McConkey is starting to ball out of control, and on that shallow crosser, Justin Herbert's able to hit him in the open field, and of course, Ladd has absolute freaking wheels. Look at the aesthetic here from McConkey. He's got the turf tape and everything going on here, and he picks up a huge gain of yards. Really, really, really good stuff for a guy battling injury. So now you're down by 11, and you're in trouble, right? Wrong. One thing I really like about Greg Roman, you're coming out of the 2-minute. What's been working for you? Play action fake and crossers, whether it's a shallow crosser or a deep over. And guess what? The play action fake wasn't even to the right side. Okay? Vidal goes left. So Herbert, off of this, guess what? There's a lot of pressure right up the gut here. Left guard. And obviously the running back here, Vidal actually picks his man up. It's actually the left guard who misses this blitzer right up the gut. And Herbert with the guy right in his face. Look at this throw. Look at the arm strength while getting destroyed. Look at the ball location to hit not only Ladd McConkey in stride, but him so perfectly that he's able to turn upfield and almost make this guy miss for a huge, huge, huge gain. All right, so one thing Justin Herbert had over the other elite quarterbacks, so the Burrows, the Lamars, and even the Mahomes, were the interceptions, right? He only had 2 going into this game. Lamar had 3. I can argue all 3 of those weren't his fault. Allen and Burrow around 5-ish, 6, and Mahomes is at 11. And what Herbert does here, in what looks to be a decent pocket, this is quarters coverage. He's thinking that this safety is going to come down on Stone Smart and that this post is going to be open. The problem is rookie corner Chris Abrams-Drain was a wide receiver in high school, and he's got really, really, really good ball skills. Lots of interceptions at Missouri, and he's just all over this inbreaker. So if you're to look at this throw, I could see why Herbert's thinking that he's got the arm strength to get this ball through, but Abrams-Drain was not fooled at all by Josh Palmer. This wasn't the absolute best route. I don't think he did a good enough job selling vertical. You could see Abrams-Drain giving ground and taking a perfect angle on this football. And guess what? He makes a better play on this football. And man, I give the Chargers a lot of credit that the interception defense, it's a very underrated thing. Abrams-Drain had a head of steam here, and they did a good job making the tackle after the pick. Now, one thing that worked against Herbert here was he was already looking to the right. He liked that matchup pre-snap, and you can see that kind of got him off kilter. I think that started to make him rush and be like, okay, I know this is going to be open. Let me just rip this thing, staring it all the way down. Even with the rookie corner, he can make a really good play on it. But man, Herbert throws one of the tightest spirals I've ever seen. It really is a thing of beauty, but that wasn't. All right, so there's plenty of people who don't believe in momentum, and that's perfectly fine. After this made kick from Dicker the kicker on the weird free kick penalty, the Chargers would go on a 21-3 run. So this was absolutely massive. The weirdest thing about the biggest games are the elite modern day quarterbacks, even the ones that we consider to be pocket guys. Well, they always find a way to make a play with their legs, okay? 2nd and 4, everything's broken down. They're playing, coverage underneath, obviously. And guess what? Justin Herbert is able to find his way through this. I don't know exactly what 55 out of 55 was tailing his guy in man coverage. I get it. And guess what? He's past him. All right, Justin Herbert as a runner gives you something. That's a really good block right there by Kamani Vidal, and really good ball security at the end of this for a nice first down. And my goodness gracious, Justin Herbert. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is all him. So the Chargers had been killing the Broncos with mesh. So this time Denver is ready for it. They had the perfect defense called for it. He hit smart on a 3rd and short conversion on a mesh in the first half to move the chains. So guess what? This pocket is somewhat decent, but now it's collapsing, right? Joe Alt gets beat to the inside. Slater is bull rushed right into the quarterback. So Herbert, he's used to really good protection from them. He's able to buy some extra time, and with one of the better players, Allen, right in his face, he throws against his body to what was initially the flat option, and the arm strength, the velocity to get this football right there to Davis is nothing short of incredible. And of course, Davis from the best state that produces wide receivers. All right, take a look at this angle. I mean, this is so freaking stupendous, all right? I mean, to get this much on this football, while he's fading away, Justin Herbert, it all seems as if he plays good football under the bright lights. I mean, what a throw that is. Now we get to here. Okay, once again, play action always works. I'm not saying always, of course. It doesn't always work. I have no idea how this got through, but sometimes it's just your night. Obviously, Herbert rifles his football in. It gets deflected at the line of, at the goal line, and Josh Palmer, absolutely ridiculous catch for the 2-pointer. Let's celebrate this catch yet again. Heavy deflection, lots of English on it. The funny thing about this throw is there is so much velocity on it. Even with the heavy deflection, this ball is still a somewhat decent spiral, which makes it that much easier for Josh Palmer to catch. I mean, that is ridiculous, and that is a lot of Denver Bronco fans. My goodness. All right, so let's break down my favorite Justin Herbert play of the night, okay? It's 3rd and Palo Alto, and guess what? The Chargers are only up by 3. So you get a pre-snap motion right here from Ladd McConkey. And remember, you've seen this throughout these film studies that these over routes had been killing the Broncos. But watch what happens here. The Broncos are running all kinds of twist stunts, and guess what? That gets you a DT coming around here, and it's a tight corner because this edge right here did a good job drawing both of these players. So the protection is breaking down to the left, and it's also broken down to the right. So none of the twist stunts were good. The only thing about it was the DT that twisted around here lost contain, and that's the downside of twisting, is that the DT that has contain, it's really, really difficult for him to keep it. That's why when I do twist, I like to have some variation of a spy right here. Now, of course, that gets you all messed up here in coverage. Now, the Broncos on this play are in man coverage. And watch what happens. Justin Herbert is looking to the left, and guess who's wide open? Quentin Johnson, QJ, walk-in touchdown right here. In fact, Herbert can still throw this, but why doesn't he throw it? Well, on the play before this, Justin Herbert hit QJ right in the chest, and he dropped it. So watch what actually happens here. This is very interesting. I would love for Herbert to be asked about this. You could see, I'm not sure, it's kind of tough to see. It looks like he is looking at QJ, and says, look, I'm actually not going to throw this to him because I do not trust him making this play. And it is a difficult throw, right? The corner is starting to gain on him, and it looks like QJ took the foot off the gas, which he has a tendency to do on deeper routes if you've watched the Chargers this year. So Herbert says, look, F it. I've been running good tonight. I'm just going to go for all the yards here, and you get a break. All right, it's just a Chargers night when this kind of stuff is happening. Two guys trip over each other, and that allows Herbert a pretty clean run here for the first down, and he was still in bounds. This was a legal hit, and it's enough, right? It's honestly the play of the Charger season, this run right here. Then we get to the Gus bus, all right? I didn't like all the first down runs from the Chargers tonight, but it is what it is, and they're teeing off on it. But because you had such good surge up the middle right here, it really didn't matter. It's a really good double team right here. Good job by the fullback opening up a hole right here for the Gus bus. And obviously Patrick Surtain wants nothing of the Gus bus. He makes the safety miss, and Gus Edwards, big night for him. This week, he actually faced a lot of criticism for his ineffectiveness, and tonight he was amazing. It was good seeing DJ Chark back out there as well, putting his body on the team, the extra block to help spring him, and man, what a run. All right, let's save the best for last. Huh? I said the other ones were the best, but man, you factor everything in, the fact that this Justin Herbert, are you kidding me? This flip to Haskins was nothing short of incredible. Josh Allen had one of these called back for a phantom holding call, so I'm glad that didn't happen here. And this juke right here from Haskins was nothing short of incredible. So Herbert basically at 300 total yards in this game. You could make a case this was the best game of the Harbaugh era for Herbie. And he was just sensational, honestly. The wildest thing about it, though, as solid as he's been this year, he's not sniffing a Pro Bowl this year, which is just so freaking nuts. I mean, the AFC quarterback room is just so wild. Let me know what you guys think. Would you take Justin Herbert over all the other quarterbacks in the AFC not named Patrick Mahomes? All right? Are you that bold? Are you that bold? Okay. I still have him, believe it or not, as the QB 5 in the AFC. Okay. Because there's just freaks, man. But what a game. What a freaking game from Justin Herbert. And you just got to show him the love, man. The dude is balling out of control. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, man, it's interesting. It is Power Hour NFL. Boom! And tonight we are doing some chicken tikka masala. Let's go.